Hi everyone, Jill Lancet, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. And here we are, another rainy day in Sydney. Seems to be the case at the moment. Going to make a couple of little, well, I'm only making one, but I've got two already done. And I wanted to just show you how easy it is to create beautiful cards with the decorative masks. So we'll have a closer look at these at the end and how we've made them, and we'll get started. I've got everything here. Business first, as per usual. This is my online store here. If you go to that site, you can purchase any of the items that you see here. You can also see the current catalogues and any promotions that are happening at the moment. This is the current host code, and that is good till the 28th of February 2022. And that is for orders under $250. So the current promotion at the moment is still our celebration. You spend $90 and you're entitled to a $90 reward. If you spend $180, you are entitled to a $180 reward. While celebration is on, if you join, your joining fee is $169. You get $235 worth of products of your choice. You choose them. And you also, at this point in time, until the 16th of March, because they extended celebration, you're also entitled to 2 free stamp sets, and they can be from either of the catalogues, both of the catalogues, or specifically just wherever you want from one or the other. So that is the business over and done with. So we'll get on with the card making now, and this technique is really easy. Now I just want to show you what we're using today. First of all, we're using the little stamp here from this, The Happiest of Birthdays, and that stamp set is in the annual catalogue, and it is on page 66. Now I've written everything down here. So that's on page 66. We're going to be using one of these gorgeous little bumblebee trinkets, and they're absolutely lovely. So we'll use one of those on the card as well. We're using 3 colours of ink. We're using, I don't know if you can see those here. Nope. We're using Soft Succulent, Old Olive and Evening Evergreen. We're going to be, on this particular card that I'm demonstrating, we're going to be using a normal card base, which is an A4 cut in half at 14.85 centimetres, and then it's scored at 10.5 centimetres, and that will give us a standard card base, which is folded like this. There's also a piece of Evening Evergreen, and that, the measurements for that, I use my handy dandy little tool that I made myself. And these are just sizes that I usually use for that size card. So this one is 14.3 by 10 centimetres. So that's going to be the mat on our card. And we're going to be using a piece of basic white, and it's this measurement. It's the third one down in this grouping. It's 13.3 by 9 centimetres. So I just made that myself. As you can see, they go down in 0.5 centimetre increments both ways, and they fit our cards perfectly. So yeah, you might want to think about making yourself some of those. So we're using the decorative masks, and we're using the blending brushes. Now these are beautiful blending brushes. They're they're very dense, they're very soft, they're almost like velvet, and they're very, very easy to use. So I'll be showing you how to do that. I have done some of this masking before on some of my videos, so you may or may not be familiar with that. So that's basically all we're going to be using. Oh, plus a little spare piece, a little scrap of basic white to put the greeting on. I'm just making 3 cards, and I'm making them the same but different, if you know what I mean. So that's what we're using today. I'll just leave that there for a second if you want to just check out the measurements or the pages or whatever. Now I won't go through the catalogue. I've given you the page numbers. We'll just get through this one. This will be a very quick little video. I know everybody's time is limited these days, so yeah, bear with me. Okay. So the decorative masks at the moment, there's a new set out that are in the new the mini catalogue, and there's 6 in the set. These are just some of them. Well, actually these are all of them, I think. Now these ones here are like 2 steps. So you do this one colour, you do this one another colour, and you build it up. This one here, I made a card with that one. We'll have a look at that one. This is another one of the ones where you can do the body of the butterfly and then accentuate with the wings. So it's basically like a 2-step masking. Again, this one is the same, 2 steps. You don't have to use the 2 steps, you can just do them one. And then this beautiful design here, which looks like, reminds me of Moroccan or Indian or something like that, which is beautiful. So they're the ones that are in the current mini catalogue. This one here is very, very delicate, and it gets caught on everything. So just be aware of that one there. It's very, very delicate. Haven't tried to use it yet. We'll see how we go. So I have already set up here my panel that is the 13.3 by 9 centimeters is under there. It's taped to the scrap paper with just ordinary post-it notes. So what I've done is I've created a panel down here, and I've covered the rest of the card up with the post-it notes. So now I'm going to put the mask back on and line it up. Line it up again. And these designs are really, some are quite abstract, some are actually quite not abstract. What's the opposite of word abstract? I don't know. But anyway, I'm taping that down. So the only part we're actually going to be putting colour on is this white panel here. So the brush will go through the stencil, put the ink on there, and we'll be left with a gorgeous one-dimensional design. Like, you could do the whole background if you wanted to, but I just wanted to make a little bit of a border. So we'll go ahead and we'll start that. And as I said, I'm using these 3 inks here: Soft Succulent, Old Olive, and Evening Evergreen. So I'm just going to use the one brush. I'm going to go from lightest to darkest, and you can just brush the excess colour off when you're finished. You don't have to wash these. I mean, you can, but you don't have to. So I'm just inking that up, and this is a clean brush, so you can see what actually happens. So there's some ink there, and this is the Soft Succulent. Okay, so what I do normally is just tap that off just to get a feel of what the ink level is on that brush. And what I'm going to do is just do these colours randomly, and then blend them in at the end, and you'll see the effect that we get, which is rather lovely. So not a lot of pressure. And I'm just going in like a circular motion, and you can see the colour going onto the card there. So I'll do a bit in there, I'll do a bit down here, and it doesn't matter if they're not the same intensity, because it will just create, it'll just be part of the design itself. So just circular motion, and there we go. So that's our soft succulent. That's the lightest colour. Now I'm going to use some old olive. And you can see the difference in the two colours there. So if I go over the edges where the soft succulent is paler, these two colours will eventually blend together, and you'll get that lovely merge of two different kinds of green. And we'll just put a little bit down here. And maybe a bit there. So this is really a lovely, relaxing way to spend a rainy day in Sydney, to be honest. And the last colour is the Evening Evergreen. Now this is a very strong, dark green. So yeah, you want to go really lightly at first. Just check that out. Yep, that is really dark. And it's kind of like a blue-green, as is the soft succulent. Whereas the old olive is more what I would call a yellow-green. So I'm going to start down here in this corner here. And do a little bit here. And then lastly, in this space here, I think. And if you go up into the other colours, like, you know, deliberately go into the other colours, those colours will actually blend. So that's it. And it probably won't ever get to the same. So we'll just lift the mask and we'll have a look. Wow, that's beautiful. I just usually wipe that over with my Simply Chamois with some scrap paper underneath it. And I'll do that off camera because I don't want to take up more of your time than I have to. Now, I've got ink all over me, so I normally just keep some hand sanitizer on my desk and just give that a wipe it off with my with a cloth or a rag that I have handy. And then if we lift this up, you'll see the full effect. Now I do have this sort of post-it tape on a roll. Now I don't even know where I got that from. I've had it for a very long time, and that is normally what I would use to do a straight line. I would line this up, and then using the grid lines, I would line the tape up. But as I don't know where I got it from, I can't tell you to go out and get it. But just about everybody has access to post-it notes, so I thought I'd use those and just show you how I've achieved that with just ordinary post-it notes. So we have this beautiful panel now that's variegated in colour, and looks quite lovely, I think. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to stamp this little happy bee day. I'm going to use the Evening Evergreen because we're tying that in with the Evening Evergreen panel that will be behind it, the mat. So I'll just stamp this up, and I'm actually going to just fussy cut that out. So yep, just pop that down, straight down, hold it for a second, Slight bit of pressure. If it doesn't turn out, turn it over. That's how forgiving that is. Well, that looks all right to me. Okay, so now I'm just going to cut that out using my little snips. They're probably one of the best little pair of scissors that I've invested in. They're very sharp and they're very, very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave a little border, and I hope you can see this. I'm just going to leave a little border. At the end of the day, this is basic fussy cutting because it's just straight lines. And it won't matter if it's not 100% correct because we're putting it on a white background. But I just wanted to pop this one up on dimensionals. And I'll just cut that off. Sometimes it's a little bit easier if the piece is smaller. Very, very simple, very, very basic, but adds just something extra to the card. The other two cards are pretty much one layer, and we will compare them at the end. Okay, so there, that's done now. So we've got our card panel here. We're going to glue the Evening Evergreen onto the card base. And there's a little bit of wiggle room when you use the liquid glue. So there, he's on there now. And this is going to be a vertical card. I just got glue everywhere. So I just use my little cloth. And then we're going to glue this in place. Now the thing that Stampin' Up, I don't know if they do sell these anymore, but it's an adhesive eraser. So if you've got glue that's oozing out everywhere, this thing just takes it off. It's brilliant. Now I've cut mine. I've had mine for many, many years, and every time it just gets a bit tatty, I just cut another piece off. So yeah, that's a handy little thing you can have. Little glue eraser. So there we go. We've got our card panel. We can pop this up on dimensionals as well if we want to. But I think I'll just glue it flat because, yeah, I don't want it to be too bulky. Now, unfortunately, Australia Post is actually getting a little bit pedantic and really worrying about the width of things that are going through the mail. So just be aware of that. If you're posting something, you might have to put an extra stamp on it. I'm actually going to go to the post office myself to see if they still have, they used to have one of these things that was like a piece of cardstock about this big, and it had a slot in it. And if you could fit your letter through there, it was just the standard post. But I haven't seen one for years, so I don't even know if they still carry them. So we've got our little greeting here. We'll just pop some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of them. And I think one in each corner. That is not the corner. Right. One in each corner should be absolutely plenty. And the best way to get these off is with your take your pick tool, which is really, really handy for this because these things sometimes can be really stubborn. And as I said before, these nails, they're jewels, not tools. So as lovely as they look, sometimes they're pretty useless. So we've just got our simple happy birthday greeting there. We'll just pop that about there. And then with our little bumblebee, I'm just going to pop a glue dot. Just pop a glue dot on the back of it. I Don't know if you can see this. Just pop a little glue dot. Press him down. Peel him off. He's got a little glue dot on the bottom there. Missed him. Missed a little bit of him. Just fold that over. Like that. And then I can put him wherever I want to put him. So I'm going to have a look and see where I want to put him. This is the hardest part. I think I might put him there. Yeah, this is like the hardest part. Put him there quickly before I change my mind. So happy bee day. So yeah, I thought that was cute to put a little bee on this card. It's generic, I think, unisex generic. Could be used for a male or a female. This card here is inked directly on to the card front. What I did was exactly the same as that, but then I moved my masks to cover this coloured section, the previous section that I'd inked up, and put the other one there, and I just did it with smoky slate on either side. That kind of looks like it might actually be up on another piece of cardstock behind it. So that's a way of just using one layer, yet creating it to look like more than one layer. And this one here basically used that technique, but put it up onto another piece of, and I think that might be Bermuda Bay, and I've put the iridescent jewels on there. So there's 3 different cards that are actually literally the same. That is just inked straight onto that panel. This is inked straight onto the card front, and this one is a panel as well. So I mean, you can change that up to suit any occasion and do any colours. This one is the first time I've used that one, and I love that geometric look. Of course you could do it any which way you wanted to, but that's the way I've gone today. And I hope they're all in screen. Yeah. Anyway, that's today's video. As I said, you can go and have a look at all those items in my my online store. There's the details there again. Very, very easy, very, very quick technique. If you do what I do, I often pre-cut these panels to suit and have them in a drawer. So when I need to make a card quickly, I've got panels almost to the right size. I might have to trim them down a little bit, but yeah, you could have put a ribbon or something else like that on that as well. But yep, just flat cards basically. Wouldn't have a problem putting those through the mail with just an ordinary stamp. So thank you very much for watching my video today, and I hope you have great fun crafting away. Maybe you might try that technique. There, the other masks that are not in the catalogue are 6x6. The newer ones are now made in these smaller sizes. So yeah, have a look for those. I mean, you might like to give that a try. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you on the next video, and happy crafting. Bye.